Oh my gosh, the Stars have even the series with the Vegas Golden Knights. I didn't think it would happen. I'm sure a lot of other Stars fans didn't think it would happen. Join me as a buddy of mine and frequent co host Weldon joins the show to talk about what he thinks of the Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars series thus far. It's now a best of three. Did y'all see it coming? Let's talk.
What's up?
Hey, there he is. What's going on, man?
Been a while.
Yes, sir. It's been a little mad around here. Quite literally and figuratively. It's been a madhouse.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Still doing the home remodel?
Yeah, they're about halfway done with the final bedroom, and then they're gonna start the rest of the floor, and then yeah, fun stuff happens after that. So yay.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, after when they start doing the hallway and whatnot, that's when it's gonna get even noisier, and I might have to take a longer break from the show at that point. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it's gonna get pretty messy.
Oh, well. Oh, well. You'll enjoy it when it's all done. So
um,
next
yeah.
year.
What's that?
I said next year.
Next. Oh shoot. Go Stars. Let's talk about hockey.
So what have you taken from these 4 games?
Um, can you pass the ketchup? Because I'm eating my. Look, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I expect. What do you call it? Disappointment. I think. See, I don't even know the word. I've been in it so long. Um, but yeah, I expected the Stars to be done. I really did. So I need some ketchup so I can eat my words.
Well, I mean, even if you look at it, the first 2 games that they lost at home, those games were so close. We've had, I think they brought up the stat last night of 9 1-goal games against Vegas. They've only blown us out at what, game 6 last year.
That was bad.
That was a bad game. But every other game that we played them, they're 1-goal games. We're not that different. It's one mess up, one bad turnover, Jake letting in one little soft one. There were people that were ready to crucify him the other night, when he had the 2-on-1 that he let in, and then a deflection in front of him that there was no way he could stop. But oh, heaven forbid, it's all his fault.
I mean, he can't do everything. He's
Yeah,
a netminder. That's his
you know.
job.
I mean, last night, I guess Vegas is going to blame, you know, uh, Thompson for the goal that bounced off Delandria and into and scored basically the game winning goal. You know, so yeah,
Are they actually blaming him, or is that just you talking?
Do what?
Are they actually blaming him for that?
No, I'm sure that Vegas is going to blame their goaltender, for that.
Fr-
So,
From the nonsense I've seen, man, they don't care. They're invincible. They're the Stanley Cup champions.
you know, yeah, but fans are fans. I mean, here, I mean, we just had two of the best seasons in a row. This year we're 1 point off of, tying for the President's Trophy. Last year, the only reason why we weren't the Central Division champs is um, Colorado had won the games that they had to and beat us by 1 point.
Yeah.
And then you've got a couple of idiots on Twitter. Well, can we get DeBoer fired? His system's just not working. Really? It's not. You know, we had what we have 52 wins this season,
Yeah. Give
something
or
like
take.
that, and I think it was close to that last year. You know,
Yeah, it was. It was very close to even 50 wins, I believe. 50, 51, 52,
yeah.
maybe.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
it's it frustrates me with fans that are like that. You know, yes, there's guys that are going to have bad games. You know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Vegas had a couple of people that were called out for having bad games too last night.
Yeah. Oh, from what I understand, and I didn't hear because as soon as the game was won, I went to bed
Yeah.
because I had to be up this morning. Evidently, PK Subban unleashed hell on Vegas for playing gutless and no heart, and I thought Vegas played fairly well. You know, Dallas didn't play the game that they did before the previous game. It was more of a Dallas style game, you know. But
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Vegas even no, I didn't see any change in energy they brought. They were the same old Vegas in my eyes.
yeah, I mean, I think they changed up one player, um, and I think he was a third line guy, something like that. So
And they brought the same energy too, minus one player. Wow.
yeah, I mean, Vegas is not a bad team. We all love to hate them because of the way that they play the cap and everything, but sorry, they're not the only ones doing it. You know,
No.
I think
Nope.
I think NHL Network said that there was what 12 teams that I think it was that were playing the same, little game with the cap, you know. But until the board of governors decides to change the rule, there's nothing they can do about it, you know. Dallas could have done the same thing. They could have put Sagan on LTIR and gone shopping, you know. But when you do that, it's like everybody has played so well this year. Top three lines. Who like I think we've talked about this before. Who do you sacrifice? You know, so you know,
My answer is the same. I can't think of anybody you'd sacrifice at all.
yeah,
Everybody's important.
I mean, now if you can go out and get Jake Gensel or a Noah Hannafin, yeah, then you might, I might let Steele or Smith or somebody like that. Yeah, y'all can go to the press box for a while and we'll work y'all in. You know,
Hmm.
when you get a guy that can, that scored, I think 35 goals this year or whatever he scored, if it's a big name like that, but then, you still got the thing is, will they fit in?
Right.
You know, you know, I would have loved to have seen us bring another defenseman in, other than Tanev, you know, because now with Hockenpah hurt, now we're reliant on Nils. And that's the other thing that everybody's griping about there, because he played, what, a minute 21 last night.
Is that all?
That was his ice time last night.
Oh my god.
The game before, I think he played less than 5 minutes.
Mm.
And like I was just talking to a friend, yes, he played a minute 9 last night. What, 3 shifts maybe?
So essentially, you're playing down a D-man if you play him like that.
You're playing 5 guys.
Yeah.
Suter played. Okay, let's see what the D-man played last night. Suter played 18 minutes. Let's see who else.
I'd like to add that I like the way Suter did last night. I saw people dogging him quite a bit.
Suter's been playing good, and when you don't notice him, that's when he's playing good. Because he's not messing up, he's not getting penalties. He's not creating something else. So let's see. So Tana played 22:04.
Oh.
Lindell played 21:36. Miro played 28:30. Harley played 23:21. So Suter sacrificed because he's got to be out there and babysit Lundqvist. which they've been trying to keep Suter's minutes down. Because yeah, he's an older guy, but he can still go 25 minutes a night, and the guy doesn't look like he ever gets tired.
True indeed.
But it's just, DeBoer, he doesn't trust him. He still, and like I was telling a guy online, he still makes the same mistakes over and over and over again. He makes bad turnovers. He makes bad passes that lead into turnovers. He makes bad reads. He's Honka 2.0.
Oh my.
And we all see what happened to Honka.
Mm-hmm.
He went back to another league, and I've never thought Nils was worth a first-round draft pick.
Never.
Especially last year.
Yeah, I see your point. I mean, I was curious about him because why would you give up a first-round pick?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was a first-round pick, but I mean, he didn't last very long with the Rangers.
No.
He played half a season with them, and I think then he got sent down, or he was riding the press box. Yeah, he was an 18 first round, 28th overall.
Which, if he's only playing a couple of games before he was sent down or put in the press box, that leads me to believe he wasn't even what they thought he was.
Mm-hmm. He played 25 games with the Rangers, and then he was either sent down or he rode the press box. I don't know who. I can't remember who the Rangers AHL team is. Kitchener. Or no, is it Kitchener?
The AHL team?
Yeah. I'm not
sure. That would be Hartford?
Okay. I only know a couple of them, but
I'm not quite sure either, to tell you the truth.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just he doesn't trust him. I would have soon seen Pouliot in there. He's been around the league a while. Granted, most of it's been AHL and Pittsburgh and everything. But the games that he played in, he's very much a defensive defenseman. So
and the fact that he's even remained in the AHL, I mean, that tells you at least he has a spot.
Yeah.
Like for for Lundqvist, I'm still scratching my head over it. Like they gave up a first round pick for him when New York wasn't even certain about him. Now we saw why New York wasn't certain about him, and we're kind of handcuffed.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, why don't they switch it up? Because if I'm looking at his trends and stats and performance, man, I'm not putting him on the ice either.
Yeah.
He's not reliable.
Is yeah. I mean he's had some goals. He's had some good plays, but last year he was 60 games. This year he's now at, I think I just looked and I think it was 52 or 54 games this year before the playoffs, you
Oh,
know. So is there something where he's hurt, or is it just that DeBoer doesn't trust him? You know,
oh, he could be hurt.
you know. I mean, at least with Pouliot, he's been around since let's see, 14.
2014.
Yep, he was drafted in 2012. He was the 8th overall pick in the first round. You know,
Eighth overall. Ooh.
so I mean, there was high hopes for this guy. Now he's bounced around a little bit. I mean, he's been in Pittsburgh, he's been in Vancouver, he's been in St. Louis. Oh, he even played in Vegas.
I didn't know that.
Played in Seattle. Wow, didn't know that either. So, you know, so I mean, he's got 9 years in the league. So I don't understand why they're not putting him in and at least taking a little bit of minutes off these other guys in the early part of the playoffs.
That's a good point. I mean, even having him out there would lower the risk of injury too.
Yeah,
Put somebody fresh in, give somebody else a rest.
yeah.
Everybody wins.
Because I mean, I don't think Hakanpää is going to be back for the playoffs, because they haven't even said if he's skating.
Oh gosh.
He's still here in Dallas. While the guys bounce back and forth to Vegas, he's still here in Dallas. So,
There's a red flag. What's he doing?
well, I mean, he's injured, but
Right.
they're not saying what. They're not saying, you know, I don't even know if they said upper body or lower body.
I haven't seen. I barely knew he was hurt, honestly, until I just heard about it.
Yeah, let's see. He hasn't played since April 29th, well, against Vegas.
April 29th.
Yep.
That was yesterday.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's not going to play. That's what I was reading.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
I thought I was going to be slick. No, but no, I know he hasn't played in a while.
I mean, like I said, I barely knew he was hurt. I think I heard about it once before you told me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, yike. Hakanpää though. I mean, we need him.
Yeah, I mean, he would be nice to have just for his size.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Size equals hitting power, at least to me. And that's kind of what I've been afraid of. Are they going to get out hit and just, beaten to all heck when this season or the series is all over?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, Vegas is a big team. I mean, they have the biggest defense core, I think they've said, of anybody in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They said that last night, too, didn't they?
I think so.
I want to say it was like the third period. No, end of the second. It's when Josh and Razor talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not afraid to hit you at all.
Yeah.
And that is the most frustrating thing to me because I see the Stars as a finesse and speed team. It's like that's only going to get you so far too.
Yeah.
Because what if you end up? Who did they say we would end up playing if we make it through Vegas? Was it Colorado?
It's either Colorado or Winnipeg. Now,
Oh
now
goodness.
they're a speed defense. Their defense is not as big as Vegas. They rely on their speed. So
I mean, in that case, well, they beat the living crap out of the Stars a couple times too. Colorado did.
yeah,
They were up 3-0, and Colorado came back and won 6-3.
yep,
That I wouldn't want to see that matchup either. Yikes!
yeah. I mean, the Stars are going to have one of the toughest runs to get to the Cup because you could look at. I mean, basically, it's almost um, a bubble reunion. Because we beat Vegas in the bubble, we beat Calgary in the bubble, we beat the Avalanche in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
This year, it could be if we beat Vegas, then if we go on to, I mean, pretty sure that Avalanche are going to win tonight and shut that one down. And then you've got to look at who possibly comes out of the Pacific, you know. So,
That could be a nightmare. But then again, maybe Vegas is who they needed in the first round to show what they got.
yeah,
Like that. What better way to say you're a real team? Like you're playing for all the marbles than taking down the Stanley Cup champs.
yeah,
Like, ooh, yeah, you've changed my mind slowly but surely. Like I thought they were done, but now I'm going. All right, well, if they beat Vegas, anything goes.
yeah. I mean, it's always different in the playoffs. Because like Stars would play either the Avs or Winnipeg,
Hmm.
depending on who wins, and then it's a good chance that out of the Pacific, the next round is going to be an all Canadian. It's either going to be the Canucks or the Oilers.
Oh, I would love to see the Oilers.
So,
Takes you back to the early 2000s.
hey, if it goes into being the Oilers and Dallas gets to play them, I might get to go see them
Oh,
because
ooh,
I'm going to be up in Canada after the 18th of May. So, um, again, I'm leaving early. So,
lucky you. I'm jealous.
not really because I'm giving up playoff tickets. Well, not giving them up, but I'm missing playoffs. So,
Well, I mean, unless they make it through Vegas, and yeah, I don't know.
oh,
I'm trying to be
like
positive.
like I said, it's been so close against Vegas. I mean, the teams are very evenly matched. You know, it's I think Vegas. I think they've got a deeper line this year than what it was last year, just because of the couple of guys that they added. And now we're going to have to contend with those guys because Hannafin signed a big contract. I think he signed 8 years with them.
He did.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then Tomas Hurdle, he still has 6 years left on his. So, both of those guys are going to be there for the next while.
Well, I mean, the good thing is you'll have some tape on him, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about them signing those two, big guys are dealing with their contracts. That means they're not going to be able to sign some of their players that are UFAs this year.
Oh shoot!
And
They
there's 4 or 5 of them. And I hope Neil is smart enough to possibly take a look at some of those guys and go, yeah, we could use you here in Dallas.
that'd be nice. That'd
Especially
be nice.
since I think one of them is a defenseman. Trying to remember which one it was. But yeah, I hope this year that we upgrade our defense a little bit more. So get
I mean,
get a little bit more size. I mean, we don't need to go, oh my God, all our defensemen have to be 6'7". We don't need that. But
I'd be all for at least 3 of them being 6'7", though.
yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, it would. My gosh, imagine having 3 big rigs back there. Holy cow.
Oh, that I read something the other day, and somebody was like, "Oh, should we go? Should we go and try to get Big Rig back?" And I'm like, "Why? He didn't play that well this year, So it was like, why do we need to recirculate older players?
I mean, even then, you'd be kind of screwed over too, because if he did have a big year where he racked up the points somehow, they're not going to be willing to give him up for very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you kind of shot yourself in the foot with that,
Yeah.
and you're not getting him back anyway.
See, like over the next 3 years, unless the cap goes up a whole bunch of money, Vegas is going to end up shedding a lot of their D guys. Like Alec Martinez, he's up this year, 24-25. He'll be a UFA. 25-26, Shea Theodore and Braden McNabb come off as UFAs.
Oh.
Ooh. So
I wouldn't mind Alec Martinez.
I always liked Alec Martinez. I wish they'd have gone after him when he went out on the market, but I mean, at the end of this season, he's a UFA, so
Man, this is going to be a not weird, maybe is the wrong word, but interesting offseason.
Oh yeah. And then their forward group.
Uh-oh.
Jonathan Marchessault is a free agent at the end of this year, but that they would keep him. They'll offer him something. Mantha's going to be a UFA. Chandler is going to be a UFA, which I wouldn't mind Chandler. He's got some size to him, and William Carrier.
Oh, Carrier, yike!
So, there's going to be a lot of turnover in Vegas this off season. But they always find a way to, bring in good players and, are paying some guys really, really freaking cheap.
Man, they just plug people in and continue on winning too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and it's like, Jonathan Marchessault, he's making $5 million this year. You don't think he's going to get a big contract? He's going to go somewhere and he's going to get a boatload of money if they don't offer him big money.
True. He may decide he likes it where he is and say, all right.
Because, I mean, Eichel's making 10, Stone's making 9.5, Hurdle's making 6.7, and William Karlsson's making 5.9.
Golly. That's a lot of cash on the books.
Yep. And then come trade deadline, everybody that makes over $5 million, y'all are all hurt, so we can go Christmas shopping.
Oh, geez. I didn't think we were going to take that turn.
Well, it's happened the last 3 years.
Yeah, and it probably will continue to, because
so
ain't nothing changing.
So other than the last 2 games, what did you think of the Stars play in the 2 home games?
Because the very first 2?
The first two that they lost.
Man, when they were down 1-0 in what was it? The first 30 seconds or minute?
Oh yeah, on the power play with the supposed high stick.
Yeah, the supposed high stick. Yeah, everybody knows about that one.
Yeah.
Man, I was kind of shaken. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Because I kind of figured that maybe it would turn into like a shell shock sort of thing for the Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I didn't think they would come back and even the series at all. I figured maybe games 1 and 2 would just kind of snowball.
Yeah. But I mean,
Like
they ended up battling back in both games, and made them tight games,
yeah,
and it wasn't like, Vegas just came in there and steamrolled them, you know, and because I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that surmise that their last game, what was it, against Chicago
mm,
for Vegas, oh, they threw the game because they knew they would get Dallas versus if they won, they would get the Oilers. Which I think they've had a hard time with the Oilers this year. I haven't watched what their series was, but you know, because
the
somebody had put up a meme, and I don't know if Carrier said this or not, that they matched up against Dallas better than they matched up against um, the Oilers. That's why they lost to whoever.
I mean, if he did say that, I kind of like that cockiness because that's a good way to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, but like I
I
said,
mean,
I
hey,
mean both. I mean, both games were heartbreaking to watch. Right down to the end. I mean, now the second one, yeah, we stayed right till the end of it and everything, and it was like, okay, well, they lost that one. You know, it's bound to happen. So,
yeah,
but it was like they weren't they weren't bad games. Even the 3-1, it was still a 1 goal game because the last one was an empty net goal. So
yeah.
you know,
I just didn't feel like they brought the energy for the first two. Like I felt like they were just kind of dragging their tailgates, keeping the language clean, you know?
yeah,
Like it just and to go from that to okay, we're gonna fight back down 2-1. Oh wait, now we're even.
yeah.
What in the world just happened? Why didn't you play with that sort of energy? I'm looking for desperation to tell you the truth because it is the Stanley Cup champions. I don't care if they're 1 seed or 8 seed. It's the champ.
Oh yeah, it's still the champ until somebody takes it away from them.
Yeah, and Dallas could be the ones that do it. And I was hoping like I had I don't want to say hopes of a sweep, but like I wanted the Stars to win in 6
Yeah.
or 5. 5 was brave, but I thought it could have been possible because you got the anger and frustration from the regular season that they could have built upon for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was just like games 1 and 2 happened. I'm like, what am I watching? It felt like I was watching. I don't want to insult them, but I kind of felt like I was watching kids play, like just backyard hockey or something.
Well, it was just such a tight checking game. I mean, you know, Vegas knows how to play us. We know how to play Vegas. You know, I mean, even going back to last year, I mean, first 2 games were, you know, won in overtime by Stars mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like our guys can't compete with them. You know,
No, you just got to limit the mistakes.
yeah, it's yeah, and that's all it is limiting the mistakes. And I mean, the first game you know when they got the high sticking call, I came home and watched it the next day, and I'm like, that was bare. I wouldn't even necessarily call that one a high stick because he hit the guy just in the edge of the shoulder, and he threw his head back. And of course, the refs are behind him, so they're automatically going to call high sticking. You know that.
Wasn't that the same game that we got an embellishment call against us too?
Yeah, that was what was it? Miro got an embellishment call. Yeah.
I mean,
How,
I'm
how
sorry
can you
to.
have a hook, but I embellished it? Well, did I not get hooked, or So
I mean that's gotta play into it too. Like you gotta make it so that you're not put under a microscope, you
yeah,
know. And I think maybe that's where people. Oh, do I want to address this with you? I kind of do. Have you seen the posts where people say that the playoffs and all that are rigged?
I've seen it.
Almost like you're watching wrestling. Everything's predetermined and whatever. You
Uh,
seen that stuff?
no, I don't think it's quite that bad.
Like all you have to do is limit your mistakes, man, and
Yep.
play your game. And the refs don't play any part of it.
Well, I mean, and I'm sure if you've watched the Stanley Cup Finals, every year the refs swallow their whistles.
Yeah.
They let a lot of crap go. There was so much crap that went on between Vegas and Florida last year. Because I watched that entire series. I'm like, really? You're not going to call that? Oh, you're not going to call that one? But you called that last game against Dallas, you know. That's the thing I don't like is the refs, yes, having to insert themselves into the game. But then when the finals are here, oh, we're not going to get involved. You know. So
Yeah, I'm there with you. Like if you're gonna call something, call it
yeah,
consistently.
if it's a legitimate call, call it. I have no problems with that. You know. But like the other night when who was it? It was one of our smaller guys that got his helmet ripped off in the crease and took a pop to the mouth. Oh, no call on that one. I don't remember.
Wasn't it Robo?
I don't remember if it was Robo or if it was Stankoven. Stankoven took the high stick or the elbow or something in the crease, and uh, Bruce and Owen were like, well, mostly Bruce. He's like, well, he's short and he's getting in there, so he's got to take that for, he's got to know that that's going to happen. And it's like, no, if he got high stick, you're still supposed to be responsible for your stick.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter how short the guy is, because Delandria got a high sticking last night when he popped somebody in the mouth with his stick.
Yep, I saw that.
When they were jostling back and forth, and yeah, his stick got up, so I had no problem with that call. It was a high stick or a cross check or whatever you want to call it. So if it's a legitimate call, I have no problem with it. That's still the reason why I wish the NHL would go to, and I know they've talked about it having an eye in the sky, having Big Brother watch over them. Toronto's watching every game. Why can't they look and go, hey, that's a penalty. Oh, that's not a penalty. We went back and reviewed it right quick, and no, that's not a penalty.
Do they have penalty challenges?
No.
No.
The only
That's
thing
an
is
idea.
the offsides, which still even the offsides is a garbage thing because they still don't put their cameras in the right places. Because I mean, the other night, what was it? Was it game 2? Yes, when Marchment was offsides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was 2 foot over. Okay, good. You could easily see that. But when you've got a guy trailing his skate, and you're trying to see if his skate blade is still on the line and everything, and all we get is a blurry picture. I'm sorry, the NFL has where you can see a blade of grass to see if the receiver's toe is still in. Why can't they have that? These guys are moving way faster than the NFL guys are. You know,
Mm-hmm.
why is
I
there
agree.
not that camera technology? You
That's a
know,
good question.
even in the goals, why is there not a camera that's directly above the goalie, looking straight down at the line? You know, like the
Oh shoot!
like the one that they, which one was it that they challenged, and the puck was spinning, and they determined that it was a good goal. Um, and if it was in, it was in on a spin, you know, because when it hit one side of the net and then went right down the line, you know, from the goal, to the crease, and they determined that it was a good goal. And it's like, okay, you're still looking at it as an angle. You need to look at it coming straight down.
Yeah, agreed.
Now sometimes, of course, the goalie's going to block, but you know,
Man,
there could just be some different changes that would make things a lot better. But
see, and if they did make those changes, I wonder how much people would complain about it being rigged then.
well,
Like,
I mean, there's so much of that people are going to complain about. I mean, there's still people complaining that, and I'm one of them, um, that the lottery is rigged.
oh, interesting.
You know, because last year's number one draft pick, Connor Bedard, would you have wanted him in San Jose
Ugh.
or in Anaheim? Because they are not major markets. You've got to have him.
Ah,
You've got to have him in Chicago, or you got to have him in Boston, you know, or Pittsburgh, you know.
the Rangers even.
Oh yeah, even the Rangers. I mean, the year that the Rangers got into to the top 3 or 4 spots, because they didn't make it into the bubble, so they should be able to get a number one draft pick. That's BS. It's like I've argued with people for years that the number one draft pick just the number one should be a lottery for everybody. Every team is put in there. The one team that's pulled, they get the number one draft pick. Then after on second all the way down, then it's how you finished.
Okay.
For the simple fact is, why does a guy have to give up 10 years of his career to play on a crappy team?
Solid point.
How many years did Connor McDavid play on a crappy team? Yeah, he won all kinds of accolades for himself, but he is just now starting to get sniffed into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And
You would think.
Bedard is going to be the same way.
Yeah.
And
You
honestly,
think.
I don't think Chicago should have had a pick this year at all because of what went on with their whole um, little shenanigans with coaching staff and everything. So, but he's going to play on a crappy team for 5 years if he lasts that long. He's already gotten his jaw broke because he was watching his own pass. you know, you know. At least we know that Stankoven can take a hit
That man can go.
because
That.
he got lit up last night. McNabb dropped him like a bad habit. Now
Yeah.
Jamie came and paid him back, but he took a shot. So
I like seeing that from Jamie too. That was nice.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
Well, I mean, when we're out Foxa and we're out Marchment, those are two of our better hitters, and
Yep.
we're physical forwards, you know, Jamie's like, okay, got to step up and, take care of my kid. So,
Did the same thing with Wyatt last year.
yeah, yeah,
He does not play with them youngins.
no, but he sure fits in well between them. I mean, they, uh, they work well with him.
I mean, yeah, I think he and Pavelski are tremendous assets with those
Oh, yeah.
kids. I really do.
I mean, as long as Joe is scoring what he's doing, 20, 25 goals a year, I'd keep signing him to 1 year deals, as long as they're favorable.
Heck yeah.
I really hope that they can get Tanev to sign back up, if it's a friendly deal. And I hope they can get Duchesne to sign back up. You know,
Oh man. Duchesne. Oh my.
I'm hoping he gets going because he really needs to get going because he's looked really, really good and he's gotten some good chances. He just can't get one by anybody right now. So, but I mean, he is such a threat when he's on the ice because he just doesn't give up on plays.
I kind of think that's what they've been missing out on too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he got Marchment going this year. He got Sagan going again. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
this has been one of the best scoring groups, in a very, very long time. So,
I mean, you wouldn't know that with Vegas though. Whew.
yeah, and then next year, we've got looking at Bork maybe coming up, uh, Bichelle coming up. If he, I don't even know when he's supposed to be back from. Where was he go? He went to Sweden or
Sweden. Yeah.
Switzerland or something like that to play.
Yeah. He went back to his I think his original team, didn't it?
Yeah,
Didn't he?
I think so. So, there'll be some new pieces coming in next year, and it's just like, okay, who's out, So,
I hope Joe has a little bit of say in that too. Keep the
oh,
youngsters going.
I think he does. I think he's got a little bit of say with Pete and everything since they were together for several years there in San Jose, and I'm sure all the Joe and Jamie and Tyler and I'm sure those guys have a say in who they want to stay, uh, who to maybe bring up or go after. So
Oh boy. I don't want to even think about the off season right now because we have 3 games left.
yeah,
Oh, but boy, that's gonna be a heck of a time to have a show.
oh yeah,
We could talk about that for days. I bet that's
oh
gonna
yeah,
be so
yeah.
fun.
There'll be a lot to break down and see what people think and what happens with this team or that team or whatever. So
I enjoy the heck out of this team right now. Like I would
oh
keep
yeah,
everybody if I could, except for maybe Lundqvist. I don't know about him.
I'm not on his page at all as far as if they keep him or what. So
But who do you put in his place?
well, that's where they're going to have to go out and find somebody, or somebody from Texas is going to have to get moved up and take his spot.
Dang.
Because like this year, like so forwards this year, Pavelski, Duchesne, and Smith are all UFAs. Sam Steele is a restricted free agent, so we could possibly, re-sign him, which I wouldn't doubt if they re-sign him for, because hell, he's only making 850,000. So here's $1 million. You played good enough, $150,000 raise.
I mean, I would do it.
I would take it,
Heck yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't try to. Would I let any of them walk? I'm still kind of worried about Delandria too, because he's been in and out of the lineup as well.
Mm. But you see how he plays when he comes back in. He's just like Hanley was when we had him.
Yeah.
He could sit for weeks at a time, and then they throw him back in, and it's like he's never missed a beat.
Which is why I would consider him an asset. Like,
Yeah.
you got to keep him on your payroll as long as possible.
Well, he's an RFA at the end of the year. He's only making 900,000. So,
I mean, I like him. Somebody called him, what was it, the little ball of sandpaper? Did you see that?
Well, he's not very little. I think he's like 6'3". It's Stankoven that they've already nicknamed him the little ball of hate because they said he plays like Pat Verbeek without the violence.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Yeah, kind of. But like defense this next year, UFAs are going to be Hakanpää, Tanev, and of course Pouliot.
I'd keep them.
Niels is an RFA, so if they don't offer him anything,
Who do you let walk on defense if it's you?
I would let Niels walk, or I would trade him.
Would anybody want him?
Oh, I'm sure somebody would take a smaller, offensive-minded defenseman. He would probably be great in the East, where he started at.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What sucks is next year, 25-26. Of course, everybody's dream comes true. Suter is done at the end of 26. But Esa Lindell's up for re-signing.
Ew.
There's no way in hell I let him go.
No, I'm with you. He's been pretty good. Very good.
Because this year the RFAs for the end of next year, 24-25, are Nils and Harley. Harley's going to get a raise. Because Harley's only making 1.2 million, almost 1.3.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
He's making $1,288,333. How they come up with these numbers?
Why is it end in something besides a zero? That's kind of creepy. Here's a 3 at the end of it. Enjoy.
And which is kind of a slap in the face to him. You want to know how much Nils is making?
Uh-oh.
$1,775,000.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
He played less than 60 games this year. Where Harley, I think, played probably almost all of his games this year.
Gosh. That's rough, dude.
Harley played 79 games. So he only missed 3 games.
That man's a workhorse. 3 games.
Nils played 59 games. So Harley played 20 more games. And, he scored 15 goals, 32 assists, total 47 points. Still think he needs to shoot more because he only shot 144 times.
That should be a crime. What?
Miro shot 162.
Miro's got a shot on him too.
Yeah, he does. Lindell shot 114. Nils shot 73 times. Suter 102. Hakanpää 56. But he's a defensive guy. So
the only one that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb is Nils Lundqvist.
yeah. Mainly because of what they're paying him. So
yeah, he's not earning that money. I know that.
no, I would say he's not earning his his keep. And if it's just that the coaches don't trust him, why are you gonna possibly re-sign him? Or
Right.
offer him anything?
You want to go with somebody you can trust.
Yep.
I mean, if you think he's a liability, he shouldn't even be on the team at all.
Well, I mean that's why he's being played so little. Because
taking up roster space though, like put.
Well, and that's what I told the guy I was kind of arguing with online. I was like, "Do you want him on the ice if you're a coach and you don't trust him in a game that could either cost you a series or cost you moving on to the next round?" I'm like, no, I wouldn't trust him at all. Because if he's played 60 games and he's still making the same mistakes, why would you want to put him in the game and let him make those same mistakes and then cost you a goal? I mean, he cost us a goal in the last Colorado game just because he got muscled off the puck. And the guy that muscled him off the puck went and scored. So
that's embarrassing.
I mean, I know it happens to every single one of them. I mean, there's been times that Miro's gotten outmaneuvered and the guy has scored. But coaches have full trust in Miro. They have full trust in Essa, and even as much as everyone hates to hear it, even in Suter.
Well, yeah, because they have a proven resume.
Yeah. I've never understood what the hatred for Suter is down here. I don't know if it's just because he's one of the older players in the league or or what, but
that's actually what I see all the time. He's old and slow. What?
Yeah, there's a lot of old and slow defensemen out there. I mean, even at the end of Hatcher's career, he was old and he was slow. Now if he could line you up for a hit, that's a different story. But he had to be able to line you up for that hit. Suter's not a big hitter, but he's a sneaky hitter, and he always gets that little extra jab in there or something. Holy crap!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I'm just scrolling through Facebook as we talk, and the hit that Jamie did on McNabb. Holy crap! I'm gonna send it to you. Hopefully it works.
I see it. I'm gonna have to watch it after this so I don't accidentally exit the show.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, he flattens McNabb.
Yeah, he did.
But
that was a great hit.
But yeah, I mean, it's just never really quite understood the whole hatred on some of the players and everything. But
here's something for you. Somebody said the same thing about Pavelski that I saw about Suter.
Oh yeah, that he was old and slow.
I mean,
but he still put up what 20 something goal, over 20 goals this year.
More than that, he can help the young guys.
Exactly.
Come on. He doesn't need to score if he's helping the young guys produce.
Well, and plus he gives the young guys a place to live.
What player do you know besides Joe Pavelski that does that? I've never seen that many stories about it. I'll tell you that.
I haven't heard that much about it because from what my wife was telling me the other day that she read online that um, Stankoven only stayed in his apartment or whatever he was staying in when he got traded up or brought up here. Hotel, that's the word I was looking for. He's now living with Joe. So now not only does he have Wyatt there, he's also got Stankoven there.
God, just put those three on a line together.
I mean, it worked for Wyatt there for a while.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, well let me ask you this though. You got 3 games left in the series, right?
It's a best of 3.
What do we do? What can the Stars do to turn it around and beat Vegas?
They just keep doing what they're doing.
That's it.
They haven't played them bad all year. Well, I mean, this series they haven't played them bad. Even the 2 games that we lost, 1-goal games. One was because of a BS penalty. Limit their mistakes, stay out of the penalty box, which they've been pretty. What they have 2 penalties last night, I think it was.
Yeah,
it wasn't much last night. So, stay out of the penalty box. And when you get a power play, they've got to convert on them.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So,
I mean, you can't sit there and say that the game's rigged if you're not even scoring on the power play,
Yeah, we had 4 minutes of penalties last night. Suter got one, and Delandria got the one for the high stick. I don't remember what Suter's was. Oops.
Gosh, that's pretty good.
Vegas 2, 4, 6. They had 6 minutes of penalties. So they were 1 for 3. So that's good.
33%.
Yeah. So
even that's below 50 though. It's like still
it's still 30%. There's still
50%'s an F though,
Yeah, but if you're 1 for 3, because Vegas, or who was it last year? Edmonton was running at 37% of scoring on the power play last year. That's why everybody was scared to death to, let them get on the power play because they were so freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, even this year, we were still, I think, top 8 of in power play.
We were all up and down the top 8 from what I remember.
Let's see.
Just depended on the month.
Let's see. Goals for, we were 3rd. Goals against, we were 8th. Assist, we were 3rd. Shooting percentage, we were 4th. Power play, we were 6th at 24.2%.
Okay, so they scored on basically a 4th of their opportunities.
Yeah. Penalty kill, we were 8th, which that went up and down.
Yeah.
And penalty minutes, we were 1st. We took the fewest.
That's awesome.
And you think about it, and you look at their penalty minutes of 554. It's like how many of those? Yeah, because we didn't have a lot of fights this year.
No, we didn't.
So it's like bring that down even more.
Yeah.
Let's get it down to under 500, and we'll call it. Call it good.
I can agree to that. Yeah. Yeesh. Well, all right. The next game is tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow at 6:30. Jeez, glad I'm off.
Oh, I know. Late night.
Well, it was no, it's 6:30, so that means doors open at 5.
Oh, and you're going, aren't you?
Oh yeah, of course I'm going. I always go. I'm a true Stars fan.
Hey, 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 hey. Some of us have circumstances,
Yes, yes, yes. I understand that.
I'm always watching. I'm annoying people with it too.
Yeah, even though you're, sometimes a little behind, and it's like they'll score, and I'll flip on Facebook, and it's like, okay, let's see how long it takes him to post up who scored. Like, what are you doing? Playing cards? You know?
So you're watching for my updates even
Yep.
though you're there.
Make sure you got it right. So
You know what? I'm honored. That's cool.
that's why I pick on you when it's when you're a little bit late and be like, wow, doing something else. You know.
Hey, let me add this to the discussion too. The last time they won, I did fall asleep. I didn't watch a minute of the game. I stayed up the whole night last night. All the way up until the very end, and then I crashed.
Yeah. Oh, that's the way I was. It's like work has been slow for us right now because we're in our down part of the season. So it was like, okay, these 8:30, 9:30 games, they're not bad because we get home at 1 o'clock and then I can sleep until 8 o'clock and I'm fine. But man, last night when it was like, okay, the game's over at 11:30 and they're hugging Jake and I'm turning the TV off, and I was like, I'm not even waiting for the interviews. I'll watch those tomorrow.
I mean, yeah.
Because I had to be up at 4:45 and on the road by 5. So that was a nice long drive to drive 100 miles. So
I do not envy you at
yeah.
all.
So but so yeah. So it was as soon as the game was over, I was done and going to bed. So probably go to bed early tonight. So
Yeah, I'm with you because my stomach flipped out on me too. So I
oh
slept like 2 hours. I'm exhausted. I'm sitting here just kind of like I need more coffee.
so but yeah,
All right.
yeah. If we wanna work another show after this next game and kind of break it down a little bit and then vent on players and whoever else.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you free to do another one on Thursday, maybe?
Yeah,
All right. Well, then that sounds like a good time to meet up again.
yeah. And we can talk about Danny White coming back to the Cowboys, and since they're bringing Zeke back, might as well.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Do I have something to talk to you about off the mic because I don't want to have to edit that out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
We'll leave on that, and then you can call me.
All right. Sounds good to me. Wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 3 keys to win tomorrow. What do you got?
No penalties, or very very few.
Like 4 penalty minutes?
Yeah, that would be good. 2 would be better, but
Yeah, you're right.
depending on who our ref is,
Oh, that's shameful.
depending on who the refs are. And now I'm starting to look, and every time we're at a game, and it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see how this guy is, and so
That's shameful.
and they've got, if there are penalties, they've got to be able to kill them off, which they've done good at that. I mean, their penalty kill has been good, and
Yeah.
they've got to capitalize when they get power play.
Okay, so special teams as a whole.
Special teams as a whole.
And what else? We'll go consistency.
Yeah. I mean, they've just got to keep playing the way they're playing.
They felt like, to me, they felt like they were a little more aggressive to the puck last night.
I think the night before they were way more aggressive to the puck and moving it than they were last night.
Yeah, solid point. But I mean, I was thinking just on the level of aggression, like
Yeah,
they brought it again, is
yeah,
what I was going.
yeah.
And like,
And hopefully, when they get their home crowd behind them, you know, they play well. I mean, granted, they have been the league's best road team all year, but they got to win one at home if they want to win this.
yeah.
You know, it it would be awesome for them to win tomorrow night and then go back to Vegas and beat Vegas in Vegas.
Oh, talk about humble pie. Oh my.
We've sent them home once before, you know, because I've still got the screenshots of White Cloud holding his hands in his head in his hands when they scored on the power play to send them home when they were in the bubble.
Was that White Cloud or was
Yep,
that one
that
of
was
the
White Cloud.
Kachuk boys?
There was White
Okay.
Cloud. I've got shots of White Cloud doing it. I've got shots of Matthew Kachuk looking like he's going to pull his hair out,
That's right.
and the shot of McKinnon with that dumb look on his face of how the hell did they just score, you know, to send all three of those teams home.
Oh
So,
man. Well, I hope whatever they brought the last two games, I hope they bring it again tomorrow.
yeah. So they've got to win one at home. You know,
Yes.
you can't let Vegas win and then go back to Vegas and have their crowd into it. Because I mean, Vegas has an awesome crowd. No matter what people say that they don't know anything about hockey because they're a brand new club, they have an awesome crowd. They may not know anything about hockey per se, but they're loud. You know, they get into it. The atmosphere in there is really really cool.
It is.
I
They
mean,
had
it's
freaking dragons.
yeah. I mean, it's very cool. I hope when whatever the hell Utah decides to call their team, I hope they come up with that kind of stuff too. You know,
Uh, that's gonna be fun.
so but
Well,
yeah,
all right.
they got to find a way to win tomorrow night. It's all I can say. Jake's going to have to play the way he's been playing. I mean, he hasn't been playing bad. One goal I think he probably should have stopped was the deflection goal from Stone. On that very first game. But after that, he's pretty much settled down and played lights out. I mean, I don't blame any of the goals that have happened on him. He hasn't gotten beat on a soft goal. You know, Somebody was complaining last night that he let that deflection in. I was like, he stopped the deflection. His hands were up in his chest. Wyatt was right there. Wyatt should have gotten that puck quicker than what he did. I put that on the forwards. Forwards have got to be able to clear those pucks out of there. So, you know,
There's a key to winning the game too. Then goalie support.
yep. So,
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'd like to see some urgency, goal support or goalie support. Sorry, and maybe some crowd noise.
it's fairly loud in there. That's on Jeff K or whoever's running the production in there. It keeping the crowd going. So,
I mean, that's not to say that we can't take over.
oh no. And I mean
Come on.
it's fairly loud in there. I mean,
Oh, it is.
so
But you saw Vegas too. Their fans were always loud.
well, their DJ's pumping them the entire time. They've always got something going, you know,
Ah, okay. So
you
you
know,
give the credit to the DJ.
or whoever's running in-game operations. It's
Yeah.
like when Droobs was here. He was pretty good about keeping the crowd pumped and everything. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so it should be a good game tomorrow night. If they can win one at home, they've got a shot at this. So
Do you feel like they have the energy to continue what they've been doing and win?
I do, because I don't think they've been overtaxing anybody, where they're having to play so many minutes, other than Miro. I mean, but Miro's he's a freaking machine. I mean, he can play 30 minutes a night, and they interview him and he doesn't look like he's tired.
No, he doesn't.
So I think, I think they've got the energy that, they can still do it. They got to get out there and do it. I mean, I'm sure today was probably an optional skate, because they probably got in late from Vegas last night. So, and because like when I went to practice last week, there was nobody on the ice, and I'm like, where in the hell is everybody? They said there was a practice, and so we're sitting there, about 45 minutes before practice is starting, and Wedgwood walks out and he comes over and says hello to me and everything, and I'm like, is anybody skating? He's like, no. He said, it's an optional. He said, but we're doing film mostly today. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it'd be great if y'all would put that out over the internet that, nobody's coming out for practice. He's like, I will pass that along. So he's like, that's above my pay grade. So,
oh, the irony. Never mind.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So you saw that I made the stick trade with him, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he came over and thanked us, for the blanket and thanked my wife for the baby gift and everything. So
that's amazing, dude.
Yeah. So now I got to figure out a way to, get to Stankoven next year and make a trade with him and try to get a stick out of him, because I ain't paying what the Stars want for one of his sticks.
Is it crazy?
It's about $650. That's more than I want to pay to stick something on my wall,
Gonna sit here and bite the inside of my cheek and not say a thing.
Yeah. I can buy a really nice firearm for that price. So, but I've made the trades with a couple of guys now. I've made them with both goalies. So
there you go.
But anyway,
keep trading.
Yeah. So just hit me up with a time on Thursday, and we'll recap the show. I'll have to take some notes. I'll probably watch it again on Thursday. Take some notes.
See, that's why I love having you on, and that's why I love you, man. You always got my back.
Because all I'm going to worry about at the game tomorrow night is watching us, score. So,
I mean, hey, I'm gonna lose my voice here at home, so I'm with you.
Yep. So, all right, man. Well, we will talk to you again on Thursday.
All right, sounds good to me. That's it for us, Stars fans. Weldon, any parting words, man?
Go Stars!
All right,
go get that next. Go get that next win.
Yes, we need it.
All right, man. We will talk to you again on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Dallas Stars!